Right, here we are again. Sunday afternoon. It's, what time is it now? It's about 4:45. I've finally got all my jobs done. I've had a hell of a lot of work on recently, hence no videos. I've just had to do a load of work on my van. New springs on the back, new shockers, new brake lines, new fuel tank straps, full service, new pads on the front, skimmed the brakes. Pretty much done everything to it. I've got to put 4 new tyres on it now, but anyway, I can't do that this afternoon, so I thought I went to the supermarket, got some chicken which is on the smoker now as we speak, so now it's time to finally do something for myself really, I suppose. So anyway, the next thing I should like to get done is to make 3 of these. This is a collet holder, a 12-sided one I made a long time ago. I think that's ER24 collet holder, that one. Now when I bought my milling machine, Danny and Robin helped me out a lot with collecting it and getting it in place and changing all the bearings and stuff in it, and as a little thank you I did say to them, I'll make you one of those collet blocks each, because they haven't got one, and they both got ER32 collet sets, so I'm going to make 3. So I've got 3 bits of steel like this. Now this is aircraft grade S99 or whatever it is. It's really tough, you know, it's really good quality steel, and I've got quite a few offcuts like this, what a friend of mine gave me a long time ago. There's no point in shying away from using it because it's hard. We'll try the first one and see how we get on, and go from there. So what my plan is up to now is I'm going to put that in the lathe. I'm going to take a skim cut down the outside just to true it up, and then machine the end down to 40mm, because that's what the diameter of this is. I think it was 40, yeah, 40mm. I think it's a 1.5 pitch metric thread. So I'm just going to clean it up, turn this end down to 40mm, thread a portion the same length as this, then we're going to drill it. I'm going to bore it, and I'm going to cut the taper, which is an 8-degree taper. So finally get to have a go with the taper attachment. I have had a bit of a go with it on a bit of scrap steel, because I wasn't really sure how to use it, if I'm honest. I've never had one before, and YouTube was a big help, especially old Mr. Booth. He seemed to go quite in depth in it with his Monarch, I think it is. And this one works in a similar way, so well, it works in the same way, but when I say similar, I mean I don't have to disconnect anything from the lead screws or anything like that in order to make it work. Literally just bolt it up and away you go, set your taper. So a chap called Andrew off the Model Engineering Forum, he kindly told me what 8 degrees are in taper per foot. And I've got it written down somewhere in taper per inch. I think it's 140.5 thou per inch will give me the desired taper per foot to cut 8 degree. So we'll see. Now I'm not expecting this to come out dead nuts, if I'm honest, because the collets I've got, they're only a cheap set, so you know, you've got to work with what you got, ain't you? You know, I'm not a business doing this at the end of the day, so you have to try and save a few quid where you can. What I'm thinking is, once I've got this end machined, threaded, and the tapered cut, and obviously then the nut will be on it, when I've got all 3 like that, what I'm planning on doing is put a small piece of steel in the chuck on the lathe, turn that to 20mm, smack on, and then fit this onto it. So I think what I'm going to do is, when I drill this, I'm going to stop shy of this end so I can just put a centre in there. So I'll have it on a short stubby piece of 20mm at this end, on the chuck end if you see what I mean, and a centre in this end, and then I'm just going to give it a nice skim cut so it's all running true with itself, if you see what I mean. So it'll run true with the collet. Then when that's done, I've got my dividing end over here. I've made a new piece for the dividing end, but at the minute I can't find the bloody thing. I'll put it somewhere safe. Yeah, typical that, isn't it? That's safe, I can't find it. So then we'll whack it on the mill, and we'll put it on the dividing head, and we'll then machine 12 flats on it, and then hopefully they'll turn out, you know, reasonably well. If they come out within sort of 5 thou-ish run out, then, or even a little bit more, I'm not too bothered. I mean, we really only use these for, you know, if we're making a bit of an oddball bolt or something like that and we want to quickly put a head on it. That's all I've really used mine for. I know you can buy the 4-sided ones and the 6-sided ones, and I must admit, because of that, when I made this one a long while ago, I did wonder whether I was doing the right thing by making a 12-sided one, because I've never seen anybody else make one, and I thought, well, there must be a reason why they don't. And as yet, I haven't found out why they don't, because 12-sided, there's a lot of divisions go into that, and you only need the one, and it's always seemed to work really well for what I've done with it anyway. So that's my plan. So I'm going to just go and check the smoker, finish my tea, I'll get this chucked up in the lathe, and we'll start making a few chips fly, I think. Right, off we go. I've got a feeling that things are not going to go quite very well today. You know when you get one of them days, don't you? I've just gone outside to check the smoker, and in my haste to get out there, I run out the shed, smacked my head on the bloody beam across the doorway. And when I say smacked it, I mean really smacked it, to the point where I'm trying some contact lenses. When I hit it that hard, one of them come flying out. After a fair bit of swearing and what have you, I got to the smoker thinking, oh, it can't be that bad. Only to find, I reckon the biggest pigeon in Northern Europe's been and took a massive great shit right on top of my smoker. Luckily it's on the lid, so maybe it was a friend of the chicken that's gone on it, eh? Right, we'll just true this up a little bit. So I'm just going to, after those events have just taken place, I think I'd be wise to just take my time. Right. What shall we use? Shall we use that one? Right. Put it in gear, I'll do a lot better. Clean the front up. Still not running very square, is it? I don't think I'm going to bother These are the, that's a WNMG insert, and these are the CCNMG. These are the ones Adam Booth really likes. Now, I've got the tool up there, and I bought a couple of different inserts for it, and I don't know, but I just can't seem to get on with it. I much prefer these WNMGs. I don't know if that's just me or what. I seem to get a lot better finish with these WNMGs. And also, I don't suffer with the problem of bits of swarf sticking at the back of the insert and making a messy finish. There's not a lot wrong with that, is there? That's 320 revs at 6,000 revolution. Like glass. Missed a bit there. I'm not unduly worried about that because, like I say, once we've done the work on this end and I spin it round, I'm going to read through the outside too when it's being held by the collet. Funny, it's only a few weeks since I've been in here, but you're kind of trying to remember where you was before. Find a little rule. So we're after, well, I'm going to give it 20 mil, I think. I'm just going to give it a little bit extra. So, just touch up on there. 5, 10, 15, 20. Just stick the indicator on there. Covered in shot. Right, see where we are with the very nears. So we want this down to 40 mil, and we are what? 49. So with a bit to come off. That was a 1 mil deep cut when I did that. We'll try 2. Sorry, when I say 1 mil deep, 1 mil off the diameter. That's better. Chipping that nicely. Does machine well, this steel, but bloody hell, it is half hard. Come from a company where they make a bit too far, make couplings for gas turbines and that sort of thing. So it's top quality steel. That's 2 mil. That's more than that. to this machine. But not making anything of that. Take another mill off it and then I'll find the micrometer. These are just plastic things, they're alright just for rough and ready stuff. Saves getting your decent ones all covered in crap. There you go, take a light cut, finish goes to shit. To find the mic. Change tools, I think. Point 6 again. .04. Run that the same. If it's between me and you, 04 is not even worth worrying about. That's taking more than 04 off, and that's just a spring pass. tight spot on these calipers. Icons. 96, there you go, it took 8/10 off. Right, appear to have a chamfering tool on hand. So, I have to use this one. If I can get in with it. Bigger chamfer on the front for the thread to start into. Right, I'll have to get set up for some threading now, I think. Just get the thread and all that sorted out and then cut some threads. Right, we're about ready to go. I just wanted to go through something here. I was looking on the Model Engineering forum a few weeks ago and there was a thread title on there. I think it was reverse threading, and there was a few guys saying that they do it and they seem to do okay with it and what have you. And I added on to it as well, and what I had put was oh, there we go. I said I do all my threading with an inverted tool away from the chuck, no need for thread relief either. I just go straight into the finished depth, then I pull back out and then thread in stages as normal, just in reverse. Works a treat, and more importantly for me, it's safer. Alan. So anyway, I did that and I got it was replied to by a guy called John, who didn't seem very keen on my idea, because he put, "How are you plunging into the metal with no relief? Instant busted tip guaranteed every time, not to mention aligning the start every time. Impossible. Most blind hole have no relief." So I thought to myself, now without showing no disrespect at all to John, I've never met the guy, and judging by some of the things I've seen him write, he seems like he's been doing this job a long time, and I think he's a good lad. Like, I think it's just, we all get a bit like it sometimes, don't we? Someone starts doing something that we've been doing for years a different way, we automatically think, well, it's not the way to do it. But I think this is maybe one of them cases where you shouldn't dismiss something just because you've not done it before. So I replied to him and I said, "John, when the tip of the insert is where I want it, I set the DTI on the bed, which I have done down here. So every time I come back I start in the same place. And I have broken tips, yes, but I'll be honest with you, the tip that's in this tool, I don't know how many threads I've cut like this now, upside down, or shall we say the opposite way to conventional thread cutting. That is still on the same corner of the same tip, because I only bought two because I didn't know how I was going to get on with it. I haven't chipped it, broke it, or done anything bad to it yet, so it's obviously working alright for me. So yes, I put on there, when I come back I start in the same place. I've broken tips, yes, but not doing it like this. As for plunging, whatever the finished depth is, I go to depth in full, then come back to the start of the depth, so to speak, and add more depth each time I make another pass. I've had no problems at all. Give it a go. If you don't believe me, I'll be making some collet holders soon. I'll put it on my YouTube channel and you can have a look if you want to. Just because you haven't done something a certain way yourself doesn't mean you should dismiss it. Alan, now, like I say, I'm not I didn't show you that to have a go at the guy at all, like, because like I say, I've never met him, and I've read some of the other posts he's put on and he seems real good, good lad, like, so. But I thought I would show this, so if you're watching, John, if I'm ever going to snap a tip, now's when I'm going to do it. So I've got it at 175 RPM, pull away and just make sure everything goes according to plan. Right. One thing I just need to check. So cutting a 1.5 pitch, 16 tooth gear, I can go numbers 1, 2, 3 or 4. Right. So, now when you're not filming, these things go so much better. We're nearly there. Right, we're just touching it up. We'll zero my carriage. Sorry, zero my cross slide. Come back to zero there. That's saying 0.92 this should be, so you double that, but I'm going to go in 2 mil. Now the other thing with this as well, I'm going 2.2. So we'll take a scratch pass. The other thing I was going to say is I'm going in straight in. I'm not going in at 27 right now. Right, just get a thread pitch gauge. Check that. There's my 1.5. There we go. That's it. Looks good, that does. Right. Come back to zero. About it is you ain't got to worry about crashing into anything. Put my depth down a little bit now. It's only a shallow thread. Just wait for my number to come round. Is that 1.8 or 0.8? fast. I missed my number on the thread dial. Might be able to save that then. I think what we'll do, John's laughing his cock off now. Wasn't even anywhere near there, was it? Come back into 1.8, I'm going to try and save it if I can. I've just knackered the first couple of threads up. I bet John's laughing his dick off at this. Just wait for my number to come now, I think I hit it this time. Because I put a lot more thread on than was needed, and I've maybe just machined that bit out of there. Nuts nearly ready to go on. Right, let's do a bit more and see where we get to. According to the Zeus book, that's pretty much where we should be. Let's do a spring pass. Another line. Very close. Now I could leave that cock up out of the video, couldn't I? But that wouldn't be cricket, would it? So we're down to 1.9. Too bad, but I just wondering if we've pushed the burr up. Right, let's get a file. Slightly take a rub off the top. sometimes when you're getting closer, what I've found is you're nearly there, it won't quite go on, and if you just give a slight rub with the file, all of a sudden you find it goes. I seem to always find that whatever it says in the books for the thread depth, I always end up having to go deeper. I don't know if that's the same for everybody else. There we go. No, I don't know how many of these threads I've cut, and I've never done that before. Typical, isn't it? Put a bloody video camera on. Going on here. Oh, there we go, just me. No wobble. Going all the way down to the end. Right, that'll do for the threading then. We'll get set up and drill a hole through the middle. Well, I hope you're impressed, John. Even with the balls up. What I'll do before I take it out, I'll just go in there with a parting blade, high speed steel one, and just clean them couple of threads out there, just to make it look tidy. That one will most probably be the one I keep. So, right, we'll get some drilling done.